What happens when you're in escrow in your dream home and the home inspection reveals a hidden horror? Well, let's talk about that today in episode one of Hidden Horrors of the Home Inspection. My name is Brad Brown. I'm a licensed realtor in California. I'm with an amazing company called Fathom Realty. It's an online brokerage, and I operate under New Life Real Estate California. Happy to help you with all your real estate needs. But what we're talking about today is the home inspection. Now, in a transaction, it is very important for the buyer to hire a licensed home inspector to come out and do a thorough inspection of the property that they're about to buy. There are many licensed home inspectors that are very good at what they do, and I can give you a recommendation if you're in the area of a good home inspector. But it's important to schedule this home inspection sometime in the beginning part of the transaction. Typically, a 30-day escrow has a 17-day inspection period where the buyer can inspect the property. They can get a licensed home inspector to come, and this is the time for the buyer to find out exactly what they're getting into. Typically, they've only had a few minutes to look at it, sometimes even only 20 minutes you've had to look at the home as you had an appointment to come and look around. So this is a time to more thoroughly look underneath things, look around, and for the home inspector who is trained to know what to look for in an inspection. He inspects all the parts of the house, inside, outside, goes into the attics and crawl space underneath the house, and he very thoroughly inspects all the parts of the house. He will also provide you with a comprehensive report detailing everything he found, everything that needs to be fixed, every from the big picture items like a leaking roof to even the tiniest items like an ungrounded socket or an electrical issue that is a minor issue to the larger issues as well. So, in a recent home inspection that I was in for a client a few weeks ago, the inside of the house checked out very well. It was actually a property that was flipped. An investor purchased it in March, and they did all kinds of renovations, put in new fixtures, new bathroom, new flooring, countertops, kitchen. Everything was new in it. So inside checked out nice, but they didn't really get to the backyard too much. When we first looked at it, we noticed just kind of some fence pieces missing, and it was a little overgrown. We didn't think too much of it. When the inspector came out, we found out there was a hidden horror in that backyard. And we didn't even find out from the inspector. We actually found out from a neighbor. We're there for the inspection. I'm there with the client, and the neighbor peeks in through the missing pieces of the fence that separates his property from the neighbor's property and begins to fill us in on what was happening with the fence. Apparently, what happened is the investor who was flipping the house went to put up a fence. He had partially completed it, but the neighbor was very unhappy with whoever was putting the fence up. Said that, well, the boards are not treated well, this is not the kind of fence we need, and made them stop right there in the progress. This is a tricky situation because in this particular HOA, the fence is covered 50-50 by each neighbor, which is a kind of a nice thing. If you need a new fence, you'll get it half paid by the neighbor, but it can be a tricky situation because you both have to agree on what kind of fence that you want to purchase and who's going to put in, who's going to do the work. Will it be a contractor? Will it be a friend? How will it be done? So this neighbor was very upset of how the fence was being done, had the person stop, and that's why it was partially finished. There were missing boards. The even bigger issue is in the yard of the house that my client wants to purchase that we're in escrow right now. It was found to be invasive bamboo. And I always thought bamboo was just kind of a nice looking plant and didn't think too much of it. But you don't want to plant it in your yard. If you're thinking of planting some bamboo, or if you have a little bamboo plant in your house and you want to plant it in the yard, do not. Bamboo is a very invasive species and it will take over. And bamboo had literally taken over the yard and was coming under the fence into the neighbor's yard and was taking over the neighbor's yard. And the neighbor was very upset about this because they were trying to put in the lawn and the bamboo had taken over and was just basically killing the lawn. So this was our hidden home horror that we found out in the inspection, that we had fence issues, and actually we have fence issues on all three sides because they're rickety and falling apart, which is somewhat common in older houses. The fence is going to be an issue. So this particular home horror, we're actually working on negotiations right now to get help from the seller to put up the new fences. And this is why the home inspection report is so important, because while you're in the inspection period, your realtor can negotiate with the listing agent to get you either a credit towards your closing costs or to actually ask for a price reduction in the house to help you pay for whatever those repairs are. And this is very common in a transaction. And this is something important that you will need to remember in your next buying or selling of a house, and that is the home inspection. So enough for today. I'll give you more tips on the home inspection and some other home inspection horror stories in episodes to come. But until then, I'm Brad Brown, and I'd love to talk to you about the home inspection or any questions you may have. Go ahead and send me a little comment or give me a ring at 805-712-7265. God bless you. Have a great day.